Thanks, Jim. First of all, can I start off by acknowledging the traditional owners and thanking everybody for their presence. And Mark, thanks for that prayer and that inspirational prayer. It's great. And it's also good to have Father Peter Casey return. It's fantastic. And also John Nugent. Mrs. Singh is the Honorary Consul. Look, thanks. It looks like deja vu. Last night we part of Umesh and the Brisbane Indian Times with their lovely wife launching AIR, which is Australian Indian Radio. Absolutely fantastic to be able to have that communication. And last night in Brisbane, it was a great honour for me to be able to be there and speak and be part of, once again, the Indian community. I think that, to me, that, 1948, a man of peace was shot and assassinated, and you wonder why. You wonder why that happens. And, here we are 67 years later. The man is still, being known. I would hope that after 67 years, people would start to remember some of the things that we've achieved here. And to me, that says something in itself. I've learned a lot with my association with the Indian community, and most of my friends are here today, and especially Manju, my ambassador, who has taught me all about Brother Sister Day. And when Manju walks into the council chambers, the city of Ipswich comes to a stop. And we all listen to Manju, and we're all part of that. And anybody who's been touched by Manju would understand what I'm talking about. But through Gopio, Maha and I have been involved in Gopio, and that involvement, and to make me an honorary Gopian. I think I'm the only non-Indian to be part of that, to be part of, Indian of the Year. Maha, that he said it's only for 1 year. I thought, that'd be good, just a trivial position. And but I didn't realise how much I'd learn and how much I'd enjoy. And I think I was the only one that had a 2-year stint. And it was just absolutely fantastic to not only experience the culture, the food, the friendship, but to understand the values. So today, as we talk about Mahatma Gandhi and the values and that light he created, not only for the Indian community, but for a global community. And we hope that this bridge becomes the inspiration that we all need. Sometimes we all need in regards to some of the things. Graham Quirk and ourselves, that we became the first cities, Brisbane and Ipswich, to create a tripartite, a sister city where 3 cities with Hyderabad and India are working together. I don't think that's ever happened in the world. And it's so important to realise that. One of the things that I've learnt is, how events happen. This morning in council, we're talking about major events. And I want to thank the Springfield Land Corporation and everybody who's come up with this latest idea, which I think will be an annual event, and I think it'll grow and grow and become one of Australia's most leading, probably a global event, where we call it the Salt March. And that is, like Gandhi did, in regards to the Salt March, it'll be a yearly march from this inspirational bridge to the Gandhi, the statue, led by Maha Sinnathamby. Is that right? Yeah. Well, you got to do the first one, but it's absolutely fantastic. And to me, we think about here, but really, what this bridge is about is inner peace and inner what you believe in, and what those 7 principles that we spoke about, that Jim spoke about, that we all need to understand. And when you think about politics, there used to be government and opposition, and somehow it's turned to hatred. We've got to bring it back to government and opposition. That's important for our country. We have to understand, just like those school children. It's actually wonderful to have St. Peter's here. Great uniform. Absolutely. Give them a round of applause. It's a shame the students. Can you please pass on to them, on behalf of all us, thanks for getting out of school. I'm sure they appreciate it. I had to laugh last night when we were there. I was sort of thinking about my best inspirational message from Gandhi, and it was first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. And when I was telling Jim, he said, you won't believe this, but Maha Sinnathamby has given every staff member that quote. And I didn't know that, Maha. I didn't know that, because that is one of these quotes that inspires me, because sometimes people do fight at you. They will laugh at us. They will ridicule us. But if you've got true conviction in where we're going and what we want to do, then you'll win in the end. And you just got to have that strength and courage to be there. And to me, that this bridge is more than a bridge, and it's an inspirational bridge. But I was sitting there with a smile on my face, Councillor Tully, because just up the road there's the Paul Tully Bridge and the Paul Pasali Bridge. And we haven't even been shot yet. So, folks, look, it's a great honour for me as the Mayor to be here representing a council that truly is part of this multiculturalism, because it's more than words. Today is about actions, and Consul, we just want to say that we hope that this message gets to your country, to know that there's a strong partnership, a strong family values that inspires us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, James, and welcome everyone, particularly to the dignitaries who have been mentioned earlier. It's great to see everyone here today. I heard about the Salt March. Maha, if you wanted to lead it, I'm happy to fire the gun and just wait for you all to come back or hear that you actually made it into Roma Street. So that sounds like a fantastic event each year if we can achieve that. I recall last year when the issue came up of the naming of this bridge or the potential for a recognition of Mahatma Gandhi, and I'd spoken to James Varghese about that, and today it has come to fruition. James and I have known each other for 49 years. I was a student at Gregory Terrace in 1966 when James turned up from, I think, Newcastle from India via Newcastle. And he only told me about 3 years ago, he said, we always knew when you were a kid at school the things you got up to and what you did that you'd go into politics. I said, I wish you'd bloody well told me, because I certainly didn't know. But it's forged a relationship that I've had with James, and it's probably become a bit closer since his involvement with the Springfield Land Corporation. And Maha, it's 20 years since I first met you under the Eiffel Tower on Park Road at Milton, when this whole area had started. But it was a dream starting now to come to fruition. I used to drive through here in four-wheel drives, and Barry Alexander, who was a director at Springfield Land Corporation with Maha, they said, this will be where the town centre is, and this will be where a hospital is, and schools and so on. And it was just bushland. I was absolutely amazed. They were correct right down to the square inch of where all these facilities would go. And I think it's tremendous that this bridge is being recognised after a man who did so much for his own country, a person who believed in peace, tranquility, and who believed in peaceful ways in achieving the ends of what were needed in his own country. And it was a long, hard life for him. And I perhaps apologise for the Mayor for anything politically incorrect about shooting people and so on, but it is true that there are two bridges over there. David Morrison, the local councillor, talks about Sinnathamby Boulevard. He really appreciates being able to drive over Paul Tully and Paul Pasali every day. I'm not sure that he's talking in a political way or in some other symbolic way. Mahatma Gandhi was a real inspiration from, as was said, 1869 to 1948. And it's amazing that his thoughts and inspirations are still with us after so many years. And if you read a lot of the sayings and a lot of the things that he spoke about, they are so simple. The number of words, they're mainly only 2 or 3 lines, but they are so simple and so accurate. And they actually preach with fervour what he was thinking, but more than what he was thinking, what he was doing. And it's something we should recognise. And as I said, with the naming of this in such a prominent position in Springfield Central, this will be now here in perpetuity, something that the Indian community can be very proud of. And I certainly welcome all the people who aren't from the city of Ipswich or from Brisbane or other places here today. It's good to see such a good turnout. There is just, everyone's giving a quote today from Gandhi, and there are many, many of them. If you go onto the internet, Maha seems to know them off by heart. And that is true. We do think that some of your sayings, Maha, were your own product of your own writings. The one that I really like is this, from Mahatma Gandhi: prayer is not asking, it is a longing of the soul. It is daily admissions of one's weakness. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mayor Paul Pisali, councillors of the city of Ipswich, chaplain, Swamiji, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen. The naming of the Mahatma Gandhi Inspiration Bridge in the city of Ipswich is yet another reminder of the universal and timeless appeal of the beloved Mahatma. That his message and his life continues to inspire us all to rise above our differences and to realize our common humanity is indeed true homage to the great soul. I congratulate Mayor Pisali and the city of Ipswich, as well as Springfield Land Corporation, for bringing to life a palpable symbol of peace, humanity, hope, and inspiration in these beautiful surrounds. A bridge is a metaphor and a symbol for connecting people and for deliverance to our desired goals. The Mahatma Gandhi Bridge will no doubt transport us all to higher and superior realms of our consciousness and provide a haven for people seeking comfort and peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Friends, the Honorary Consul, Mrs. Archana Singh, Mayor Pisali, and to all the councillors, Councillor Tully. I want to mention your names, please, because I think it means a lot to us that the councillors are recognized individually. You got Councillor Tully, Victor Atwood, David Morrison, David Palkey, Cheryl Bromwich, Andrew Antonoli, and Sheila Ireland. And to all of you, my friends, whom I know most of you very, very close and very personally. I would like to thank all the councillors, also my close business partner, Bob Sharpless. He has been a source of tremendous strength for what this project is. Give him a loud applause, please. Because this bridge is part of Robelle Domain, which is actually Bob Sharpless and his wife. It's been named after them both. Friends, I would like to thank the councillors for their vision to see the importance of Gandhi being recognized by this very, very important bridge. I would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land on which we stand, and a special welcome to the wonderful music played by the St. Peter's College students. 43.6% of the population of Springfield are in one form of learning or the other. And this is something that Gandhi would have loved, Mahatma Gandhi would have loved, because it is all about education. I'd also like to acknowledge the support given by Brisbane City Council, who supported the installation of the statue of Gandhi in this country, the first in this country, as part of the G20 Roma Street Parklands. And also to Jim Burgess and his team, a wonderful team who went all out to make sure that that did happen on time. And when Prime Minister Modi was here, he was able to open it. Friends, it is important for you to know that about 4 months ago, the British government sent their Foreign Secretary to meet Prime Minister Modi, and they sought Prime Minister Modi's permission to see whether Gandhi's statue could be next to Prime Minister Churchill. You would not believe it. It is Churchill who refused to give India independence, and yet Gandhi was his friend. In many ways, Gandhi did not have any enemies, and Gandhi took Churchill as a friend. And that's the spirit of this gentleman. It's absolutely amazing that the British government has now recognized it, and there you have Gandhi and Churchill side by side. Friends, Gandhi is an inspiration to millions and millions in the world, and he has been my idol since I was 22. That was about 20 years ago. There are numerous sayings of Gandhi. But one that is appropriate for today, being on the eve when all the Queenslanders are going to go and vote for the new government. Be the change that you want the world to be. It's important that our politicians recognize that. Be the change that you want the world to be. It is up to you. Gandhi's uniqueness is this: no money, no army, and no family connections. Can you imagine that? No money, no army, no family connections. And yet he changed the course of history. How do you do that? Just think of it, because it's a tremendous inspiration for whatever you want to achieve. And the bridge is a testimony to the goodwill of the council for having recognized this. To them, it's very important that this bridge is named after Gandhi, because it's a bridge connecting two areas. It's connecting all of our society. As you know, the British Empire was the biggest empire that ruled the world. And they always boasted the sun never sets in the British Empire. That's the biggest empire that ruled the world. And yet this one person, he never fired a shot, he never did anything. But out of peaceful means, he made sure that the British government supported unanimously giving India the independence. At his funeral, over 1 million turned out. And on that day, Einstein said, in 500 years from now, the world will not believe that such a person walked in flesh and blood. It's true, we are beginning to see that now. Once again, I thank councillors for all their support, because it was very, very meaningful to us from Springfield that this bridge was named after Gandhi, because it's also an inspiration to what this project is all about. Friends, at a time when there is so much of violence in this world, so much of violence, you take the paper and you read violence after violence after violence. You listen to the news, violence after violence. Gandhi had one saying, an eye for an eye will leave us all blind. So please think of it. An eye for an eye will leave us all blind. So I'll leave you with this saying, let us think of this for the greater good of society. Have a good day. Thank you.
Yay!